Namaste, yogis and yoginis. It's Natalie Linden of Yoga Rise here with your Zen in 10. So today it's all about coming to balance, finding our feet and really setting roots down through the toes and really nourishing the lower body a little bit as well. And trying to lift this feeling of sluggishness sometimes that we get as when seasons start to change. To open the heart. So I always find autumn we tend to do this, what I call slouch asana, where the shoulders are coming forwards, we're jutting the chin out, we're losing that connection with our root. And this posture is really bad because we always close down the heart space. So I think in autumn it's all about opening up to welcome a new light into our bodies. So it's trying to find that balance between too dark, too light, somewhere in between. So that's what yoga is all about. So we're going to try and correct any postural imbalance in the arms, in the shoulders, across the chest. So find a comfortable space, have the feet hip width apart. Let's work into the feet to start with. I should mention that you need one of these for the class today. So because it's getting cooler, I know more scarves are coming out, wearing them around your neck to keep you nice and cozy. So feel free to use a scarf. You can use a yoga strap too. So let's find our feet. So let's just find our source of balance, our seat of balance. So never come into a position and just stay there. It's really important to wiggle to find evenness in the heels, between the heels and the toes, and between left and right as well. So just coming forward. So imagine you are a blade of grass swaying in the breeze. So moving with the wind forwards and backwards, and just noticing what muscles engage as you tip yourself slightly off balance. So for example, when you come back, you can probably feel the pelvic floor and the abdominals starting to engage. And similarly, when you come forwards, it might feel more into the lower back. So just feeling that slight swaying and observing the muscles that engage. When you come to a balance, it's all about lifting the pelvic floor and really setting firm roots through the feet. And then coming side to side, so swaying over to the right side, feel lightness in the left foot, but don't lift. And then coming to the other side and just feeling that evenness in both feet. And then setting roots down. I really like to get a more lift into the heart, to lift up the toes and welcome in air between each toes. You soften them down to the floor. And then scrunching up the left toes, spreading them out, scrunching up the toes, spreading them out. This helps to lift your inner arch of the foot. Sometimes we can flatten our arches, sign of pelvic floor weakness. So this helps to lift the pelvic floor to help engage our back bend a bit better. And then repeating, so lifting up the toes, spacing them out in the other foot, and then scrunching and lifting. Scrunch and lift. One last one. Scrunch and lift. And then really firmly plant each of the toes down. Soften the knees, just so you feel the recoil of the ground into the pelvic floor. Open out the scarf. Roll the shoulders a few times just to open up the shoulders. You might want to kayak the shoulders and allow the movement of the shoulders to come into the hips a little bit and then into the knees. So just start to kayak the shoulders and start to do very gentle twisting, keeping the feet, you feel the pressure change in the feet. Good. And then just shake it up a bit. Good. So now we're ready. So on the inhalation, pull the belt, scarf or strap, whatever you've got, and inhale, lifting up to the ceiling. And from here, so like you're reaching up to a top shelf, so really reaching up. And then this gives you a bit more flexibility to start to draw down. So you can bring the scarf, the belt, the tie, whatever you've got, over your head.
There is tendency to flare out the ribs here. Try and keep the abdominals engaged, so lifting the belly button. Lovely. And then on the next inhale, lifting it above the head, exhaling, drawing down. Good. And then again, just observing how the shoulders feel, waking them up gently, breathing in, checking the knuckles are parallel. You might need to create a little bit more length. This time on the exhale, just reaching up as far as you can, so you're drawing the shoulders almost up to the ears, and then roll them back as you take the belt a little bit further back this time. Try and keep the abdominals engaged, soften the knees, and allow the head to come back so you're not pigeoning the head forwards. And then you may even be able to go all the way behind the back. If you can't get there, just create a little bit more laxity in the belt. And just bring the belt so it's underneath your buttocks. So just a sequence now, just to strengthen our back bends a bit more. So if I come to the side. So you're using this as a hammock for your butt cheeks, or your dump truck, as my daughters call it. So soft knees, and then it's a really interesting feeling to, one of my yoga teachers said that weak pelvic floor, saggy bottom. So a really good thing to do, or a good tip, is to lift the butt cheeks with the scarf, and you can see what happens with my eyebrows. I feel a lift in my pelvic floor, my lower abdominals, and even in the eyebrows are lifting up. So let's try and accentuate that action. So taking your scarf, lifting up, so you're hammocking the bottom, taking the eyebrows up, and then just coming into a very micro back bend with soft knees. And it's supportive for the back, much easier variation of back bend. And then from here, just allow the arms to lift up. So again, there is tendency to do this. Try and resist by pulling gently the belt apart. Soft knees, and as you exhale, swan dive forwards. Keep pulling, a slight draw into the belt as you lift the arms overhead. Good. Keep even weight in both feet. Good. And then from here, just reaching it down, so you're creating a bit more length. Have the strapped scarf belt underneath the heels. Lift up the toes. Let's come into a bit of a core workout. So pressing and pelvic floor. So pressing the outer edges of the feet into the scarf. Allow a little bit more length in the scarf. Lift the toes and take your weight back into your heels. Take the butt back like you're hovering over a disgusting public toilet. Draw the belly in, allow the shoulders to come back, and just press into the outer edges of those feet to engage the pelvic floor. Good, nice chair pose. And then slowly coming up to straight back and an upright spine. And repeat that sequence again. So again, just bringing the hands so the fingernails are facing forwards, knuckles down. Just a little pull, so you might need to bring it so it's quite close to the butt cheeks. On the inhale, lifting and gently drawing back. On the exhale, soft knees, open up as you pull the strap belt or scarf apart. Drawing the belly in, hinging from the hips, softly coming over, just checking the feet are parallel. Or feeling it in the shoulders. Walk the hands a little bit further away and repeat. Lifting up the toes, bringing the strap, scarf or belt under the heels and starting to come back, but draw the weight back. So the sit bones are scooping back, and then start to press and pull to help engage the abdominals and draw the belly in to help protect the lower back. Roll the shoulders back, so start to walk the hands up a little bit further. Good. And then allow the heels to lift and come back to this position again. Good. And then from here, taking the belt a little bit wider now. On the inhale, opening out and starting to draw back. Good. Lovely. And on the exhale, coming forwards again. Good. And this time, bringing the strap all the way to the floor, soften the knees into a squat. Good. And then come to the floor, so your knees are below your scarf, and softly lower down, all the way to the floor. Coming into a Sphinx pose just for a moment, the elbows underneath the shoulders. Really space the hands and start with a little finger and roll the arms in so you don't splay the elbows out, so it's supported. And the same goes for the feet, so just press into, curl the toes under, just lift that left thigh off the floor and replant the centre of the thigh to the floor so you feel the big toenail side of the foot more, and repeat the other side. So you feel nice and supported. Good. And then come all the way down, gripping your scarf, just like we've done, but more of a back bend now. So roll the shoulders back, press the pubis bone and the big toes into the floor. Lift the head and chest, keeping the neck in line with spine. Pull softly the scarf. And then coming back down. So the scarf acts, because you've got the resistance of the thighs drawing down, you can't move the scarf. So roll the shoulders back, press the big toes into the floor. Pubis bone, so this little bit pelvis tilts slightly forward. Inhale, reaching up. Good. Brilliant. Lovely. And then from here, coming back to your Sphinx pose, have a little bit of a sway. Again, spreading out the hands. And then just start to lift up the left foot. And as you lift up the left foot, allow the pelvis to tilt slightly forwards. And just look over that left shoulder. And you can even start to reach out with the right arm. So it gives you more of a twist into the side body. And repeat the other side. Inhale, lifting up. So you're pointing the toe towards the butt cheek. Roll the shoulders back, get length in the chest. And just start to look over your right shoulder. And you may even be able to bring that left hand down just to get a nice stretch into the sides. Good. Lovely. Okay. And then from here, just bringing the belly off the floor very slowly, so use core strength, and then coming into Anahatasana, so bringing the hands, really spacing them out, lifting the elbows on the floor, melting the heart down, so your forehead is on the floor. If this is a bit too much for you, you can just take it with a stack of fists, just so you're lifting up the sit bones, and have a little sway into the tail feathers. Allow the tail just to open up a little bit. Good. Lovely. And then sliding back. If you need support, if your pelvis, if you feel like you're dropping back onto the back of the pelvis, you can use your strap, your scarf, as a kind of aid to help support this area of the pelvis. So if I show you quickly how to use your rebozo. So having it nice and open and just bringing it across. And then if you've got any tension in the lower back at all, you do a little tie in that area. So for example, if it's here in the sacrum, you can just gently bring and draw across. It's quite tight. And then do a little twist in the scarf, and then bringing it back, and it feels so much better if you have any or suffer with any back pain at all. And then simply tie it at the front, like so. Or you can tuck it in, up to you. And then now you're ready to come onto your back if you want to, or to stay seated with extra support where you need it most. And it's quite nice to use a scarf when you breathe. So as you breathe, you can feel this opening in the back, just where the knot is. So you're bringing awareness to that space. And softening the eyes, allowing the chin to drop, turning the palms open, perhaps in the lap, in Bhairavi Mudra, right hand on top of left hand, thumbs touching.